Chào mọi Trotter. Cuối tuần trọng đại của vòng vote Việt Nam khi đội tuyển quốc gia tỷ đấu Davis Cup ở trên playoff nhóm 2. Very, very big weekend and big event for tennis fans in Vietnam. But no one came to the stadium to watch the match. Why? For the whole weekend, we could see empty seats everywhere. Looked like less than 200, 300 people came to watch on Friday, and on Saturday, even less. I do not understand why. Is the stadium too far? I mean, sure, Lee Wang Nam is not Djokovic, but still, Nam is an incredible tennis player who almost qualified for a Grand Slam. For any tennis lover, it is very pleasant and impressive to watch him. So why has no one came, to support the team in this important event? If you can explain in the comments, that would be nice. I've seen so much more people watching amateur doubles tournament that for me it does not make any sense why not more people care about watching the national team. But anyway, let's get back to the match itself. Vietnam was playing against South Africa. They came with two solid players, Chris Van Wyk, ranked around 400 ATP, and Felix Henning, ranked around 700 ATP. The game plan is actually pretty simple. Nam has to win his two single matches, and he will have to team up with someone to win the double. The double match is most likely going to be the decisive one. So yeah, for singles number 2, Vietnam will obviously face stronger opponents, leaving very little chance for the team to win these two matches. Opening match started with Nam facing the number 2 player of South Africa. We saw some great tennis from both players, but Nam was never really in danger in this match. He struggled to finish the first set on his serve after like 10 or 11 deuce. So for those who watched this moment, it was pretty intense, but he showed perfect control on the game, leaving a few opportunities for his opponent. Something to praise here is the quality of the live stream. That makes it very easy for us to watch. We could see some change in Nam's serve. So yeah, obviously lately his ATP ranking dropped a little, but I'm 100% convinced that he has the mental and capacity to reach his best level again and even more. Came the single number 2. Single number 2 was Ling Xiang facing Chris Van Wyk. A much stronger opponent on paper, as he's ranked around 400 ATP, and Xiang has not really been playing tournaments, so not much to expect here. But for those who know the tennis skill of Xiang, we know that anything can happen. Sure, the guy has a very talented hand in tennis. We saw some amazing points like this one. You can see that Xiang is naturally gifted in tennis, no doubt about that, and it's probably it is actually probably what pushed the captain of Vietnam to select and trust him for this match. For about an hour and 30 minutes, Xiang battled equally with Chris, but in the end, sure, you cannot expect to win this kind of match when you have not played for so long. Competing against someone 400, 500 or even 1000 ATP requires, a lot of intensity and mental strength that can only be developed and gained by playing tournaments against this type of players, or even, weaker players. In the end, Xiang was close to win, but he had to retire. I saw a lot of negative comments on YouTube or even on Facebook, but in the end, I think people need to keep in mind that no one else in Vietnam could have done what Xiang did in this match. The probability to win this match was very little in the beginning, and Xiang was the one with the most chances to win it. Saturday came, and double number 1, the most important match. This is the decisive match. The winner of this match will most likely win the meeting and advance to the next stage. We can reasonably think that Vietnam is better at playing doubles than single, as most of the amateur tournaments are in doubles. So let's believe they can do it. The captain decided to trust Van Phuong to team up with Nam. It will be interesting to know if Nam has a saying in the decision, as he is clearly the best player of the team. Does he get to choose who he wants to play with, or does the captain simply make the decision? Anyway, the double started and Vietnam won the first set. Good quality tennis. Nam is amazing. He's creating the opportunity and finishing the point. Van Phuong is solid. But then come set number 2 and we can see a change of dynamic in the double. The South African pair is more aggressive, giving less time to the Vietnamese team. Van Phuong was more under pressure and started to miss more. From that moment, he started missing, and he never really came back to the match, and Vietnam lost the decisive match in 3 sets. Irony or not, you know, guys, most of the players selected for this stage do not compete in the best of 3 sets format. Therefore, they do not have the mental strength to focus for 3 sets and also the physical abilities. Again, you can train 10 hours a day. If you do not compete in best of 3 sets, you can never perform at your best in official matches. This is impossible. And back to single number 3. This is something actually I didn't know. I thought that the singles would be playing on the next day on Sunday, but no. Nam had to play straight after this double for the survival of the team and hope that a miracle will happen in the 5th match. Again, huge class and battle from Nam. Again, I feel very sad that he had to play in an empty stadium. Very disappointed. Anyway, for tennis lover, it was a pleasure to watch the entire match on YouTube. Nam is a really strong player, mentally and physically. Even when he gets broken, he keeps calm and knows he will have other chances to break back. Big admiration for the level he reached. I'm not sure if Vietnam really realizes how lucky they have been to have a player like Nam in the team. It would be very unlucky to see another player reach this level if nothing really changed in tennis in Vietnam. Anyway, let's live with the present and enjoy that guy. Big fight and second big win, allowing Vietnam to hope. Single number 4, the 5th match and decisive match, even though the double was the real decisive match. Anyway, a lot of people were expecting Minh to play, a lot of comments like that on YouTube and Facebook, but it appears that in the last minute the captain decided to trust Zhang again. Again, I've read very mean comment about Zhang, but let's take 1 minute here. Zhang played an incredible first match against someone ranked 400 ATP and was close to win before retiring. In this match, he's supposed to play someone weaker, so the chances of winning could be higher for him, right? In the end, if the captain chooses this option, it is because he thinks he has no other solid options. He puts the player who have the most chance to win, and this is not Zhang's fault if even after not playing tournament for like a year, no one else in Vietnam is better than him. Where are the other players playing on the ATP, UTR or just single tournament? Only Minh could have been qualified and fit to play this match. The other players, they only compete in 1-set double tournament. How can they expect to win a 3-set single matches against someone ranked 700 ATP? This is tennis, there is no miracle. If you want to improve, you have to go out there and compete, to know how to play under pressure, to be physically fit, to be ready for the fight. Van Phong used to be like what, 70 ITF and played the Australian Open, right? What has he done since? Getting paid to train and play 1-set double tournament. Wow, that's amazing. You know, even players ranked top 100 ATP had to pay for the training center, coaches and stuff. In Vietnam, even someone ranked in the top 20 of the country is getting money. Why? Can someone explain to me who came with this crazy idea? I read so many bad comments about Zhang that I prefer to defend him. If he was called to play, it is because behind Nam he is the best single player of the country who can win big matches. The only other valid option for Vietnam was Minh, who has been very consistent and dedicated to play tournament and improve. But regarding the other players, none of them can be a serious option for that single 2 positions, as none of them are playing tournaments. Hopefully, Minh will keep improving and playing tournament on the ATP to get more points and experiences. Result, Vietnam lost 3-2 and we go down to Group 3 in the Asia-Pacific region, which is a logical result as besides Nam and Minh, no other players are playing tournaments. I've read a lot of comments pointing out that the VTF is responsible for that downfall. Well, obviously a sport federation is supposed to create tournaments to help its players improve their level. Funny to see that most of the players in the world, amateur, semi-professional or professional, will play around 60, 80 matches a year. In Vietnam, they barely play 10. Anyway, if this result can help things to change for the better, that could be a positive day for Vietnam after all.